Hey guys, so I'm gonna do the surrogacy Q&A. I think I might have to do a two parts, but Maribel's looking at me through the crib. But I'm gonna try to get it all into one part. The first question I get all the time is, how is it done? Like, since I do have my tubes tied, how is it done? How am I gonna be able to do it? Do I have to get my tubes untied and everything else? Okay, I do not have to get my tubes they're not tied, but unclamped. I don't have to get a tubal reversal at all. What it is exactly is I'm going to be doing a gestational surrogacy, which means they'll do it in IVF. They'll have a sperm and they'll have an egg donor, or they'll use their sperm and their egg, and then they do it I don't know if they exactly do it in a petri dish, but that's what I always say is they do it in a petri dish. I'm not a doctor, so I don't exactly know what they do. But I do know they make it, they turn it into an embryo, they fertilize it, they do assistant hatching, and then they freeze it until they can insert it, which is the embryo transfer in the surrogate, which means I will have to go get an embryo transfer, which is they do. I've always, of all the surrogates that I have watched on YouTube, they said it's like a pap smear. It's a prolonged pap smear is what it feels like and what it's like. So that is how it's done, and you don't have to get your tubes untied. Another question I have is, what does Josh say? Is he supportive? Is my family supportive? My husband is actually really supportive. I talked to him about it. He's all for it. I talked to my grandma about it. She's supportive. My aunt's supportive. My mother, I don't really talk to her much more anymore. My dad is very supportive, and my stepmother is very supportive, and so is my mother-in-law. And I believe my sister-in-law is supportive too. I was talking to her about it today. And my sisters are supportive. So I have a lot of support with doing this. Another question is, will you not be attached? I'm reading it on my computer because I had to screenshot everything. Will you not be attached to the baby as soon as you have the baby? I will get attached to this baby. I'm going to be carrying it for 9 months. I'm going to get attached to the child. I'm not going to go into this thinking that I'm not going to get attached to it. But seeing the parents, the intended parents, getting to hold their child for the first time is what's going to make it worthwhile. Like, that is going to be like, okay, this is exactly why I wanted to do this, to see their face, to see all the love and all the joy that they have for this child. So yes, I'm going to get attached to the baby, but I'm also going to know why I did it. So that's a great question. So do they check the mom and the father to be the same as they are to you? Which she means is, do they check them for screenings and everything else? Yes, the intended parents get checked, and so do I. Somebody said, I want to know everything. I may not, that's their business. Everything, like, the process is, I have been partnered with I can never do the letters, FSC, Family Source Consultants, is who I'm through. And the process right now, all we're waiting on is, I have state insurance, so I have to wait until November to drop that insurance and be put on that insurance. And what it is you get partnered with an attendant parent, or if you're an attendant parent, they show you profiles. And once someone, like, okay, say that I agreed on so-and-so's profile and they agreed on my profile too, then we'll have a Skype meeting, then we'll meet each other, and then I will be asking them questions, and they'll ask me questions about, like, my daily routine. Do I exercise? What is my diet? What do I like to eat? And they'll have me either exercise more, exercise less, or they'll have me put in my diet more pretzels. I just thought of pretzels because those are right in front of me. But or cut out coffee, or cut out on milk or something. So that is mostly the process, and then you go into medical screening, which I'll have to do a medical screening once I get partnered with, matched with an intended parent, which means they check my uterus lining, they check my fallopian tubes, they check everything. Well, I don't know if they'll check my fallopian tubes since I do have clamps on my fallopian tubes, and then I'll start medication, which I have been watching a lot of the surrogacy videos. And with the shots, you do have to take shots. You will have to take Lupron, and you'll have to take progesterone oil. I'm not looking forward to the progesterone oil, but I'm gonna do it. I can do this. I have a tattoo. Well, you can't see it, but I have a tattoo. So, and I've gotten shots before. I mean, heck, I have 3 children, so I had to get my blood drawn all 3 times. I had the epidural all 3 times. So I know that he's trying to show y'all his tattoo. He chose it to be right there, and he has one on his arm. He loves those temporary tattoos. I think it's because where I have tattoos. I'm going to get more after this. I'm not getting any while I'm doing this process. But, no, so you do have to take shots. I will have to take a lot of medicines, not just shots, pills too, on top of that. And it's not a long process, but it's not a fast process too, because you got so many steps. Like right now, I am partnered with them. I have been accepted to their program. Right now, all we're waiting on is my insurance. I have a culture pap smear, and then I have to go do a psychological exam, which is a psych exam. I have to answer a bunch of questions to make sure I'm able to have a baby. I'm not going to get like too attached to it where I'm going to be in severe depression afterwards and suicidal and stuff like that. So they make sure